In Drop, the newest concept thriller from Happy Death Day director Christopher Landon, Violet, a widowed mother, takes a chance on her first date in years at an upscale restaurant. However, things turn upside down when someone terrorizes her with anonymous airdrops to her phone. Using airdrops as the film's central concept, Landon jumps from his extreme, fantastical horror comedies into a straight-up thriller. Though he doesn't quite land on his feet here. Unlike Happy Death Day, this movie takes itself a little too seriously, leaning more into 2000s surveillance panic and coming out pretty dated. It's not because of laziness though. Landon is quite the stylist here, utilizing blocking, wacky camera movements, and editing to his advantage. Without him at the helm, a mostly bottle film like this would feel pretty one note and boring. This restaurant set is well designed, and I gotta admit, the skyscraper aspect of it is pretty fun, but there's only so much you can do with a restaurant. Though there's also limited room for suspects in this mystery. So while there are plenty of mix-ups and red herrings, the reveal comes off pretty obvious in the end. The reveal doesn't entirely spoil the tension, but it certainly nerfs what this movie could have been. The best part of this movie is actually the middle, where the mystery of who this texter is not actually the focus of the story. And it's more about what this texter is telling Violet to do. The texting here also plays out on screen like some kind of Max Payne video game. And it's honestly pretty goofy. Despite how tense a scene could get, the text flashing on screen about the texter telling Violet that he could kill her son and then kill is highlighted in red. It took me out every single time. The stylization does elevate the script, but it also upends itself in its best moments. This kind of stuff works decently with straight thrillers, but director Christopher Landon seemingly claws at something funnier and goofier. He does handle themes of abuse and trauma relatively well, focusing more on how the situation is reminding Violet of her past. But these never become anything more than table setting for what is a pretty bland thriller. So I'm gonna have to give Drop a 5 out of 10. I think it might be this director's worst movie so far. I think he's got some pretty interesting hits, but it has its moments. I think Christopher Landon has always been pretty talented with what he does. And like I said, if it were more like his previous films, I feel like the aspects of stylization just could have been elevated that much more. But as it is, it's a pretty predictable thriller. It's fun. It's got its moments, and it might be a good first date movie, but that's pretty much all I got out of it. So good luck to everyone on their first dates, and happy airdropping.